Okay. So I have this idea that's been coming through for the last couple of days, and now I decided to document it. An idea is about acceptance, the ability to accept something as is so it can continue evolving. You can continue evolving and reflect on how much in your life has happened for good because you have accepted something, and how much stuff in your life happens because you refuse to accept something. Therefore, you're just creating more resistance and pressure and perpetual cycle of the same feelings that at some point you get tired of, and you don't even realize that this is what was taking so much of your energy. And the way I scribbled here quickly, because as it was feeding in, so when we are happy, we're willing to accept something, right? We go easy. We allow it to come through us. We allow the experience. We enjoy it. For those reasons, we want to be happy. We want to be in tune. And when we accept something, the adaptation happens. Let's give you an example. I came to the United States when I was 19. I didn't really speak English. I had some English classes throughout my life back in homeland. When I came here, I couldn't speak because all the native speakers speak fast. They have slang. There are a bunch of idioms that I learned about, and certain words not used for their meanings. But I had to accept certain rules, and only when for example, I did not understand when you use a and the in the words, in the words before nouns. And it was something I was trying to dig deep about and explore. Why is it an apple, an apple, a pen, a house, and when is it the house, the pen, the apple? So it took me a while to understand that this is very specific and a is something more abstract, and took me some experience to actually understand why those two words used that way. Because at first I wasn't accepting it, but once I understood that whatever, I'm just going to use it as other people use it, where they feel it's right. And whenever I'm not using it correctly, people will correct me and help me speak grammatically correctly in the moment. So I learn from that. So once I accepted that idea, that actually I did not even need to go around and have people correct me in my speech, I would just fall into place where that's right. And I do mess up sometimes, and sometimes I do it on purpose, and my boyfriend always corrects me, like, oh, this is the correct way to speak. I'm like, I know, but I just like having fun with words. And nevertheless, another example of it was over here, over there. Why do you need to put over in there? When it's here and it's already there, that's how my language works. So certain rules of my language did not correlate with English grammar. So that took some time to just accept that it's different. Once I've allowed it to be accepted and just as is, suddenly adaptation happened. It evolved into me knowing those rules now that help me in proper speaking, better speaking than it used to be. And therefore evolution has happened. So that made sense to me. I was not laying it out like this as I'm doing now, because I don't know, it just kept coming in. So the opposite of it, when we not accepting something, is usually when we find ourselves not being happy with something, and we're not accepting the idea because it's outside ourselves, it's different, it's just something that we find unacceptable, so we're vibrationally fighting with it, and we're spending time and energy on this. So it is important to evaluate whether something in your life is acceptable or unacceptable. And if it is unacceptable, then it requires some work and action to do if you want to make it become acceptable. So it's simple, but I gotta be at work in an hour. Sweet. Excuse me. Now, when we not accepting something, we are continuing searching to dig deep to find out why Like, why do we not like it? Or what we can do about not liking it? And if we keep digging deeper and deeper and deeper, trying to figure it out, we keep searching, that search will continue going up until you accept that there's not necessarily any more need for searching. Because when you accept it, the cycle stops and then it turns into a new thing for you to accept. Probably easier said than done. Nevertheless, to escape this vicious cycle of finding something unacceptable is easiest pathways to actually let it come through you. So otherwise we'll be in self-denial. And self-denial doesn't feel good because you living this experience to enjoy the sensations and experience of life. It's a trippy place and it's curious, and we get so caught up in things that we're unhappy about just because there's something that doesn't fit our idea of goodness. So we don't accept that. And because we're not accepting that, we're just wasting energy on something that we keep discussing with each other that we don't accept, instead of accept that, let it be, and start focusing more on things that we actually accepting, or willing to accept, even if we don't understand them, even if it doesn't make sense. Sometimes simply let it be the way it is and accept it just for the way it is, actually settles in, gives it room and space, and then it starts evolving into unfolding of how it's done. So you get to see the structure through it. Same thing when I was not accepting those English rules of how certain words used. I was fighting it. I was not using it correctly. But once I decided to accept it as is, I was like, okay, other people use it. I'm just going to use it the same way. And when I just started using it, like I started saying over there, I started saying over here, I started using an apple with the apple correctly. And then suddenly, over time, I found out myself, oh, that makes perfect sense in this particular language. That's logical just because of how structure is. That makes sense. And I appreciate having these rules because now it actually provides me with a little bit more clarity on why is it over here and why is it over there, not just here and there. Well, actually, you know what? I don't know if I still understand it, but I accept it. And so solution that comes through letting go of why and how something is being done or working or manifesting itself. Letting go of whys and hows allows us to accept that, and this accepting what is as it is reveals to you the structure of why and how over time, because you will look back on it. I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense. So this is something curious that I've been contemplating for a couple of days. I encourage you to tell me what you think about it, because we obviously not perceiving all the structure of life the same. So if you have anything that you want to put into this idea, I would really appreciate you giving me feedback. And I talk to you soon once I have new idea pop up. Bye.